Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. B&B spoilers. Heartbroken Brooke turns to Bill Spencer. This week on The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, and Ridge Forrester's Thorsten Kaye relationship will continue to deteriorate. It's only a matter of time before Brooke is back in the dating pool and single and ready to mingle. Will she, Brooke Logan, sink her claws into Bill Spencer, Don Diamond? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful, spoilers ahead. Since the whole Poppy and Luna mess, Dollar Bill has been spending a lot of time with the Logan sisters. After Luna Nozawa's Lisa Yamada arrest, Bill and Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, seemed to go their separate ways, and he tried to get back together with Katie Spencer, Heather Tom. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Katie put Bill on the back burner and said she couldn't get over his cheating with her sister over the years. It has been ages since Katie and Brooke fought over a man, but it looks like the writers are gearing up for another Logan sister love triangle. Brooke Logan tends to throw herself at the first available man whenever she and Ridge Forrester break up. B&B spoilers say Brooke will lean on her friend Dollar Bill. Since he is currently nursing a broken heart too, it will only be a matter of time before sparks will fly between the former couple. Imagine Ridge Forrester's surprise when he realizes Brooke isn't at home crying herself to sleep, but hitting the sheets with her other ex. If Ridge doesn't dump Brooke for Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, he certainly will after he realizes that she is conniving with his enemy again. Brooke Logan had always been one of those people who seemed to defy heartbreak. Over the years, she had experienced betrayal, pain, and countless loves lost, but she always managed to pick herself up and carry on. Yet this time was different. Her heartache over Ridge seemed final, and this time, she feared she'd never recover. The Forrester mansion felt emptier than ever. Even the warm California sun pouring in through the windows couldn't touch the chill in Brooke's heart. Ridge's decision to stay with Taylor had left Brooke reeling. He claimed it was for their family, a choice for stability and unity, but Brooke knew there was more to it. She had watched him grow closer to Taylor, and no amount of logic or reasoning could dull the pain of watching the man she loved slip through her fingers. In her despair, Brooke found herself turning to someone she never thought would be her salvation, Bill Spencer. He was the one man who could understand the fire, passion, and devastation she was feeling. And as fate would have it, Bill was in the same boat. His latest fallout with Katie had left him feeling abandoned and adrift, his frustration and pain simmering beneath his usual bold exterior. One evening, Brooke found herself walking toward Bill's sprawling estate, her heart heavy but her footsteps resolute. She knew Bill was perhaps the last person she should turn to, but she needed a friend, someone who wouldn't judge her, and someone who would let her speak her heart without reserve. And Bill, for all his flaws, had always been that person for her. She knocked hesitantly, and the door swung open almost immediately. Bill stood there, surprise flickering in his eyes. "Brooke, I didn't expect to see you," he said, a hint of softness breaking through his usual confidence. "I needed someone to talk to," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. He stepped aside and gestured for her to come in, leading her to the sleek living room that overlooked the city lights. She sat on the edge of the couch, wringing her hands as she tried to find the words. "It's Ridge, it's over Bill," she murmured, the words feeling like a physical ache in her chest. Bill watched her intently, his own memories of heartbreak and betrayal surfacing as he listened. He moved to sit beside her, close enough that she felt his warmth, but far enough to give her space. "I'm sorry, Brooke. I know how much he means to you," he said, his voice gentle and low. For a moment, they sat in silence, a rare comfort shared between two souls who understood each other's pain. And then Brooke let out a shaky sigh, looking over at him with tear-filled eyes. "It's like I've lost a part of myself, Bill. Every time I think we're close, something tears us apart." Bill reached for her hand, his touch grounding and steady. "Ridge is a fool, Brooke. You've given him everything, and he doesn't see what's right in front of him. Some people don't deserve a second, let alone 100 chances." His words echoed through the room, and Brooke felt a strange comfort in his conviction. She knew that Bill would never betray her or make her feel second best. In his eyes, she was always worth fighting for. They sat like that for hours, trading stories of love lost and dreams shattered, until the pain began to feel like a distant echo, fading into the quiet of the night. The next day, whispers began to spread through Forrester Creations. Brooke had confided in Bill Spencer, and naturally, this bit of news didn't sit well with Ridge. He had never truly let go of the rivalry between him and Bill, and he despised the thought of Brooke finding solace in Bill's arms. Ridge tried to play it cool, but he couldn't help himself. He barged into Bill's office later that day, his jealousy barely masked under a thin veil of professionalism. "Bill, we need to talk," Ridge demanded, his eyes blazing. Bill looked up from his desk, a smirk playing at the corner of his mouth. "Always a pleasure, Ridge. What brings you by?" Ridge's jaw clenched. "Stay away from Brooke. She's hurting, and the last thing she needs is you trying to weasel your way back into her life." Bill leaned back in his chair, regarding Ridge with cool indifference. "Funny, Ridge, but I don't recall you being the authority on what Brooke needs or doesn't need. Maybe if you were, she wouldn't be heartbroken." The two men locked eyes, the tension in the room thickening. Ridge's hands curled into fists at his sides, but Bill remained calm, refusing to let Ridge's anger faze him. "I'm not going to stand by and watch you manipulate her," Ridge warned. Bill stood, his gaze unyielding. "You're right about one thing, Ridge. Brooke doesn't need a man who treats her like an afterthought. She deserves someone who actually sees her value, who wouldn't make her compete with someone else for his love. If you can't be that person, then let her find someone who can." Ridge's face darkened, but he said nothing. He stormed out, and as he left, Bill allowed himself a moment of satisfaction. Ridge could fight all he wanted, but he knew deep down that Bill was right. The days that followed were a whirlwind for Brooke. She found herself drawn to Bill more and more, his presence a balm to her wounded heart. With him, she felt seen, cherished, and valued in a way she hadn't in a long time. Their connection grew deeper, fueled by their shared understanding and the undeniable chemistry that had always simmered between them. Then, one evening, as they stood on Bill's terrace overlooking the city, he turned to her, a quiet intensity in his gaze. "Brooke, I don't want to be just a shoulder to cry on. I want to be more. Let me show you what real love feels like," he said, his voice filled with sincerity. Brooke's heart skipped a beat. She felt a surge of warmth spread through her, a sense of hope she hadn't felt in months. She took a shaky breath, looking into his eyes. "Bill, I don't know if I'm ready, but I know I can't keep living like this. I need to find happiness again." He reached for her hand, pulling her close. "You don't have to decide right now. Just know that I'm here for you, Brooke. Whenever you're ready, I'll be here." They stood there in silence, the weight of unspoken promises hanging between them. Brooke felt a shift within her, a glimmer of strength, a hint of possibility. Perhaps this heartbreak wasn't the end after all. Perhaps with Bill by her side, she could rebuild piece by piece and find the happiness she had been searching for all along.